Good afternoon. We are going to talk about the role of technology in the fight against COVID-19. Our team is made up for me, Angelica Encapié, Gabriel Jaramillo Rivera, and Catalina Gallet. How technology has mitigated the consequence of COVID in different ways?
COVID-19. The first suspected cases of COVID were officially announced by the World Health Organization on December 31, 2019. At that moment, a global pandemic began, which made us the importance of the money investment in the health sector, and we also gave ourselves account the importance of technology because it helped create vaccines in record time.
Now, the definition of technology. Technology is the set of knowledge and techniques that are applied in order manner to achieve a certain objective or solve a problem. Technology is a response to man's desire to transform the environment and improve his quality of life. It includes knowledge and techniques developed over time that are used in organized manner in order to satisfy a need.
Next, please. Okay, my name is Catalina Gallego and I'm talking about healthcare. These statistics classify the countries affected by the COVID based on the number of confirmed cases as of June 18, 2021. China, the country where the outbreak is believed to have originated, has confirmed around 91,534 COVID-19 cases so far. However, the United States has more infections, with around 34.4 million. As for the old continent, the 47 European countries have so far registered infections among their citizens, highlighting Spain, Russia, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Germany. Next, please. Vaccination plan in Colombia. On February 17, the immunization process began in Colombia based on the national vaccination plan circulated by the national government, which establishes two phases and five stages. In the first stage, human health talent who are in direct contact with those infected with COVID and adults over 80 years of age were vaccinated. In the second stage, they vaccinated the population between 60 and 70 years of age and human talent in general health. In the third stage, people between 50 and 59 years of age, teachers, public forces, indigenous white people from 12 years of age to who present basic diseases, and population of funeral homes and cemeteries are vaccinated. In the fourth stage, they vaccinated the population between 14 and 49 years of age, street people, people deprived of liberty, pilots, and flight attendants. And in the fifth stage, the 12 years old population that is not in the population indicated in stage 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be vaccinated. Next, please. Healthcare technology. Technological solutions in the fight against the current coronavirus are increasing day after day, and there are three fields where its impact has been seen, which are telemedicine, artificial intelligence, drones, and robots. First, telemedicine. Mobile application, gadgets, and smart chats could not be missing in this selection of the application of technology to face the coronavirus through pre-diagnostic functions. The congestion of the telephone lines enable for people possibly infected and measuring results. Second, artificial intelligence. If now quality that is available, artificial intelligence can be a powerful tool for making prediction about the evolution of COVID-19, or even looking for the possible treatment. In fact, it is already playing a very important role in this challenge against the coronavirus. In the first place, the creation of a new diagnostic system stands out, which is a program aimed at analyzing lung radiographs. Second, there are many applications aimed at temperature monitoring. And finally, antibody-based therapies have been developed for patients who have recovered from the disease. And finally, drones and robots. Robotics in gradually being introduced in the health and medical field, and its use have been adapted in this health emergency. Robots that were originally designed to serve commercial needs are being used in China's hospitals. These robots perform simple but essential tasks, such as delivering food, medicine, or other products to patients who were located in an isolation area. In this way, our problem is faced. The need for health workers is met and the risk of contagion between patient and health workers is reduced. Another important rules, such as disinfections, has been carried out by drones. In this sense, drones have been used in China's country to disinfect public places.
Okay, my name is Angie Capier. I'm talking about the economic impacts. And infecting millions of people and causing government to confine the population, the new coronavirus left economic around the world in the intensive care war. In a recent report, the World Bank warned that the COVID-19 pandemic will cause the big global economic crisis, sign a less 1870, and threatening to cause a dramatic increase in poverty levels worldwide. Most business shut down by the pandemic, but they took options, seeking alternative and technology that were safe. The economic crisis has occurred because many companies had to close their facilities due to the mandatory confinement, and their income was affected in a gigantic way. Many companies even closed permanently large production companies and slow its operational part. Chinese science in this development of activity, their employees, we are very close to each other, and this will generate massive contagion. The place of public employees could not continue with their activity, and most companies in the world could not continue with the dynamic of their business in a face-to-face manner. This led us to look for other alternatives, and that is where technology comes in as a great savior of the process, and that the economy will continue to operate in its normal dynamic. Let's look three areas where technology plays a very important role. Okay. Let's look at three areas where technology plays a very important role. Work environment. Telework reappears. has the main alternative for companies in the face of need for a new decentralized, distributed, and digital world model. This implies a physical separation of office and employees, adapting new technologies to maintain business continuity, and that is why technology play an important role in the management of process. Because when companies manage to continue when the dynamic, the regular dynamics, reviews didn't know as much as it could have been. Some digital platforms that help in this process to communicate it is Microsoft Teams and Zoom and Google Meet. The platform digital, but then the, the help to the negos is Oracle and SAP in others and others. Distant education. An essential primary, secondary, or higher education class become unnecessary during the confinement. In this sense, technology play an important role in modernizing and transforming educational system, and above all, warranting continuity in education, promoting new ways of learning. These technology models make it possible to offer a wide variety of courses and programs support big technology based on computer-based communication, interactive television, telephone, and shop service, etc. Numerous platforms were deployed and virtual camps, collaborating classroom, video conference system, digital information repositories, and cloud-based tools for creating digital content. The result facilitate access for a good part of the population. Technology in business. Cloud service were a fundamental tool for remote and centralized work by workers in the management of its internal company information. For example, in the use of collaborative work tools, a spreadsheet, text document, or word presentation, or video conference. Many companies took advantage of these times of crisis and economic slowdown to improve their web architecture. By data brought improvements and new methods of data collection that help companies and other private entities to understand consumer need and spending. Likewise, language analysis was carried on social network to learn about the user experience and improve customer service. An example of our daily life in the help of technology is in a restaurant, which has a result their need to continue with the dynamics of their business but from a distance, and ensure that the technology show codes QR where customer find the answer and the menu at the menu without the need to interact physical with it.
My name is Gabriel Ramillo, and I will talk about social impacts for COVID-19. Next, please. One of the categories that has been most impacted by the pandemic generated by the coronavirus is the social category, because we are social beings and the various restrictions due to confinement have prevented us from interacting as we did before. In general, as almost all countries have taken measures such as the cancellation of sports and tournaments, cancellation of flights, only humanitarian flights we are allowed, social distancing, closure of commerce, closure of hotels, shopping malls, restaurants, and churches, closure of entertainment venues, so as cinemas, theaters, etc. Closure of educational institutions, and others. Next, please. One of the great impacts of COVID-19 at the social level in Latin America is the increase in the number of people living in poverty and extreme poverty. As shown in the graph, by 2020 year, there is a project increase 4.4 percentage points in poverty levels and 2.5 percentage points in extreme poverty levels, mainly due to the restriction of confinement. These restrictions car more employment, which trigger an increase in poverty mainly in Latin America. Next, please. On the other hand, technology has helped us to face the new reality brought about by this virus. Tools such as Zoom, Meet, and other have helped to us stay connected with our family and friends and this time of estrangement. Also, to continue with our jobs and studies. Technology has also helped us to pass the boredom with different applications or platforms like Netflix. The sport became virtual, draw video games. In Colombia, to control case of COVID-19 in airports, Corona app is now being used. Finally, some technological tools such as QR codes or applications like UC Care have allowed us to recover some normality in commerce, universities, and others.
Conclusion. For several years, technology has been part of our daily life due to the health emergency that began in 2019 due to COVID-19. It was necessary to implement technological advance to help mitigate infection. This is how new tools were created or tools that already exist, such as Zoom, were used more. The different tools to which we have access have helped us not only to take care of our health, but also in the economic and social aspects, which have been greatly affected since the pandemic began. And our call to action is that we continue to develop and trust technological tools and what they can do for us. Thank you.